Hello, I'm Aaron Louie, and welcome to the walkthrough for the song Links by Misawa Sachika. This song is used as the second ending song in the show, A Certain Scientific Railgun S. In this walkthrough, we'll discuss the relationship between the melody and the rhythm of the accompaniment. In upbeat songs like this, it's important to know how to get a full and dynamic sound while still protecting the melody line. Let's move into the arrangement. I decided to use the lead-in from episode 17, which includes 6 bars of instrumental as the characters are still talking. I like the way the excitement builds in this version. In the second line, the song explodes with a wall of sound. We only have 2 hands, so every note counts here. This D-sharp minor 11th chord is what we call a tall chord, because it stacks extra notes that are not in a regular D-sharp minor chord. As you can see, I play 6 notes, but only 2 of them are the same. I'm doubling the root D-sharp. Too much doubling without the extra tones will make it sound a bit hollow, so I want to cover as many of the original notes as possible. The rest of the line is full and loud in terms of dynamic, but I still need the melody to stand out from the rest of the mix. Take a look at how I wrote the left hand for this line. Almost every time the right hand has a note, the left hand gets a rest. You can still use the pedal to blend the notes together because there's plenty of space now carved out in the sound for every right hand note. Now here's a fun fact. As I was figuring out how to play this section, I didn't even know that I was playing these rests. My only thought was on protecting the melody while still getting a full sound. It wasn't until I went to create sheet music that I noticed I was doing it. And that's what I hope to get across to you as well. When you make the melody your top priority, and you're comfortable with the chords and rhythm, you find yourself doing things like this naturally, and you'll make yourself seem smarter and more aware than you actually are. The first major challenge of this song might actually be the 6 sharps we have to play for F sharp major. It was either that or write in G flat major with 6 flats, and having to write a C flat major chord, so they were about equal choices. Don't let the key signature intimidate you though. Start with the melody for the right hand and get used to how it feels to play with the sharps. For the left hand, practice making each chord so you are able to envision the outline of the notes before you have to play them. You can also just stick to root notes, octaves, or octaves and fifths. I want to touch on 2 spots in this song. The first is starting on measure 27. The rhythm changes here from a nice straight 4 to what we call halftime. Instead of feeling the beat on 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 like normal, in measure 27 we start emphasizing 1, 3, 1, 3. This makes it feel like half the original speed and more spread out. But really nothing has changed except for that emphasis. The other spot I want to talk about is the chorus, starting on measure 37. This is an exciting part for me because it demonstrates how to use our 2 hands to fill out a song that originally had many more layers and rhythms. The basic idea is this. We want to take a look at what the melody is doing rhythmically, and then fill in the spaces around it with the left hand to keep them from competing with each other, and also to have more interesting rhythms. The melody starts with 4 quarter notes. Even though on the recording the drums play a straight rock beat, we don't want to double the melody's rhythm in the left hand. That would be a waste of the left hand, and the doubling would actually make it harder to hear the melody. Instead, the rhythm I wrote for the left hand hits on the 1 and the and of 2, playing around the right hand without overpowering it. In the very next measure though, you'll see that the hands basically switch rhythms. It wouldn't make sense to continue the left hand like measure 37 because the right hand is now playing that same rhythm. Instead, I opt for the 4 quarter notes in the left hand. If you look on throughout the chorus, you'll see that I wrote the left hand rhythm carefully around the right hand rhythm, with the exception of measures 44 and 52, which are coordinated rhythms that break up the groove. Could you play straight quarter notes in the left hand? Yes. It sounds fine and the rhythm is consistent. However, it doesn't protect the melody nearly as well because you'll end up playing on a lot of the same beats. You could also try playing the right hand in octaves to bring out the melody, but to me personally, that's just like making something louder to compensate for the less than optimal writing. Plus, the melody is for a solo voice, and it would be out of character to double it with an octave just because we need it louder. It's better to play in such a way that actually helps us in our goal to protect the melody, and gives us some interesting rhythms as well. To sum it up, just like my other videos, melody is once again the king of the song. As we've seen here, there are ways to protect the melody rhythmically even when things get loud and fast. I hope you'll be able to take what we've learned here and apply it to other songs as well. Happy playing, and see you next time.